this week and today, and I just felt like our best pre-game on-field BP today, guys were really, really mature with it, and I thought they did a good job of carrying that into the game, too.
You could kind of see that with those hogger walks too, right?
Right, guys staying on the ball, staying within themselves. So, we know the offense is going to come. Still got, some things clearly to work on, but that was good to allow our pitchers to have a little bit of breathing room there, too.
What went behind the decision to start Benson tonight?
He's good. Next question.
Rather than Faldo, who
He's good too. Boyd's good.
Yeah.
Thornton's good.
So
Tolman's good.
Yeah.
I've said we got 5 guys that we can run out there, and you're just trying to set your rotation and kind of give an idea. And honestly, the formula kind of I thought played out a little bit, because we said if you got a guy like if Boyd's not in there, you got a guy like Boyd or Tolman that you're bringing. Say a guy struggles in a start, which happened tonight, and that's going to happen. It's going to happen more times this season. If you could pull another guy who's of that quality, but Benson's a competitive kid. He's got 3 pitches. We think he's going to be really, really successful. Fall could pitch on Friday. All those guys could pitch on Friday, but unfortunately, there's one Friday spot. But what we look at is we look at matchups and what gives us the best chance to win every single game each weekend, and we're not really in the mode yet of this is the Friday, this is the Saturday, this is the Sunday. We collectively look at what gives us the best chance to win.
So what was the matchup you liked tonight?
Just his, he's a fly ball guy. Nighttime's a little bit different. Justin's a dominant guy on the ground ball side. And if you look at, Sunday you're playing day games, ball carries better at the day. But, that stuff's, it's not etched in stone. Guys are still going to have to do it. That was very uncharacteristic of Cooper tonight, but that stuff happens. And I thought what you saw tonight was a wonderful job by Boyd of picking his teammate up.
So of having those 5 guys and mixing them around, what's the advantage of that?
The advantage is it gives you a lot of options, and not just options, it gives you quality options. So you can use them in a multitude of roles. But I got to believe that was kind of an anomaly from Coop tonight. I think we're going to get better than that, and but thank goodness we had a Boyd Vanderkoy quality coming on the backside, which is exactly what we said. Is that it really doesn't make a difference. And if one of those guys don't start or don't pitch a lot on the weekend, well, guess what? Then you're facing the New Mexico State or you're facing the Fullerton. We got to win every game. So that's the way we're looking at it.
So will this allow you to almost kind of go into each series and take a look at your pitchers and assess the matchups from there?
And as more information comes out, allows us to do that too.
Do you see the rotation as being something that's going to remain fluid throughout the year, or do you expect that you want to find a little bit more of a consistent rhythm with it, or do you or do you prefer it being like this?
Well, it's probably because you're going to get what you earn. So it's probably going to be a little bit of both. Eventually you want to settle in on, but to have the options that we have, to have 5 guys that I feel legitimately can be weekend starters, and have the ability to mix and match with those guys, and the important quality of that is, and all of them buy in, that's a pretty good thing to have. So, if Boyd takes an attitude of, I'm not starting this weekend, and he did a great job last weekend, and he doesn't prepare to pitch and takes a different approach, we don't have the result, I don't think, tonight. So these guys are all about the win, all about the team, and we're fortunate to have that type of quality to choose from.
You mentioned on Tuesday that it was just a matter of time before Trevor was going to find his stride a little bit, and tonight it looked like he kind of found that. How good was it for you to see that he was able to pick it up a little bit?
Well, it's fine. We talked about, I had questions myself, not questions. I said, what, I know these guys are great hitters. In fact, I'm going to go back and look and see what they are career, because, a little bit of this, not in that locker room with this panic mode of, hey, what's going on here? What's going on here? You got a bunch of guys kind of pressing right now. Trevor's a, career 300 hitter up to this point at Arizona State, and he's played a lot. So he just needs to be him. And I think we saw more of him tonight, which is working pitchers deep in the count, and then they give him something to hit. He's able to drive the baseball. But that's the offensive piece. Isn't something that I said it even after the losses, is that we were that concerned. I would much rather be focused on, are we good on the mound? Because you do that consistently over the season. You play good defense like we did tonight, save the little boot there in the 9th inning. But if you pitch and play defense, you're going to be in every baseball game anyway. So, but he's, you know, we've got him behind Torkelson for a reason.
Have you ever had a situation in your career where you had enough depth of pitching staff to be able to have 5 guys and kind of mix and match as the weekend goes?
So, you know, we're very close. I'd say 2013 and 14, you know, those Indiana teams. And we've looked at that. Like, you know what, we said, hey, this is pretty close to that because you've got certain types of guys coming out. When you can shorten the game and get that ball to your closer, who's one of the better pitchers or better closers, I think, in the country, when you can do that. But yeah, this is very similar, I think, to those teams.
What went into the decision of putting Alika in the leadoff spot, and do you see that as a trend moving forward?
Just jump was struggle a little bit. We just felt like we need a quality AB, something Alika's done. But you know, we had talked about that even before the season. Ideally, you can do this because we've always had Alika as that non-traditional 4-hole guy because guys are going to be on base, but he always gives you a good at bat with guys on base. You know, so I don't know if it stays or not, but that's the best matchup for us tonight. And we're still playing a lineup that's a little banged up right now, so we're be excited hopefully to get everybody back on the field at one time.
Sam Ferry dealing with anything right now?
He's dealing with an injury.
What's going on with him?
Well, he's right now he's got an injury they're being assessed. I think he's going to be meeting with the doctor to find out, but you know, we don't anticipate getting him back anytime in the near future.
What kind of injury is it?
He's got a knee injury, and honestly, I can't give you the specifics of it until we know exactly what's going on. But I would not anticipate him being back anytime soon.
Does that move Baez into effectively the backup
Yeah,
role?
yeah.
Did you like what you saw to him tonight? Because he got a
Yeah,
little...
I mean, he's been doing a good job, you know, every inning he's out there is going to build experience on that. And I thought Chima's done a fantastic job the last 2 games that he's been in there, so they're going to have to be.
Those are really your only options right now, right? Those 2 guys at catcher.
Unless there's anybody in this room that wants to volunteer. But yeah, right now, and you know, we've been working a little bit, trying to figure out kind of an emergency third because you get into late situations or whatever with guys. In fact, I said it before the game. Why I know we're going to be good is given our circumstances right now. Several guys have come forward and said, "Hey, I'll get back there if you need me," and that's not an easy position to do.
Did Ferry get hurt on that play with Davovich, the out of the plate?
Yeah.
Baez is just learning the position, right? Has he ever played it?
He was transitioning a little bit, even in the high school. You know, we worked a lot with him in the fall, and he's pretty good back there. I would say, you know, eventually that's probably going to be where he is and I think he is going to play beyond the college level. I mean, I think he's going to make a really, really good catcher. It's just the learning curve for him has now been accelerated.
Tonight it was Boyd, but it seems like every night there's been one pitcher that's just had a really great evening. How much does that say about the work that Jason Kelly's been able to do in the time that he's been here?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, he's made a wonderful impact on those guys. We've talked about that before. And I'd say he'd be the first one to admit too, as we get into this, we hope to carve out a few more roles for some guys so that we can add some depth to that. But no, those guys believe in him, they trust him. And that's reverse. He trusts them. I think there's a real good relationship on that pitching staff, and you know, he's pretty direct with them too. You gotta show us something in your daily work and your daily prep before you get the privilege, and I will say privilege because it's going to be the privilege on my staff of getting to baseball. And we've got some, and I'll say it, we got some really good guys that I think are going to contribute a lot for us, just because of our circumstances up to this point that haven't pitched yet. So I'm kind of excited to see that as this thing unfolds. So,
Is Brady Corrigan one of those guys?
I mean, all those guys. I mean, Brady's been fine. Luke LaFlamme's been throwing well. Will Levine's been throwing really, really well. We just have not had, you know, the game has not dictated, you know, the situation that's best fit for them. But that their time is coming.
seemed like Boyd got better as the night progressed. What did you see from him that kept him?
Just he was relaxed, and I thought the key to the game was the inning he came in, damage control piece, and I think once he settled in and got out of there, we said as it was that inning was shaping up, it's like, gosh, if we can get out of here and still be tied, that's a win for you at that point. But once he got us out of that jam and then we threw the 4 spot up, it allowed him to pitch with a little bit of comfort. He made some really, really nice plays defensively to help himself, but he's kind of a different personality. He's a little loose, keeps everybody loose, and I think as that went on, he just felt more comfortable as the game went on.
In the early part of the game, Benson got out of bases loaded jams twice, but he never seemed like he just
Right.
never seemed quite. Do you think that was a little bit of freshman stuff, or was it just?
That's a real, I don't know. I mean, you asked the question really, why Benson? Because Benson can do that. Like he can, one of his strong suits is he can be in bases loaded and it doesn't affect him. I'll call it what it is. First time I kind of saw that tonight. So I don't think, it's something to be too concerned with. He is a freshman, but he's a pretty accomplished freshman, a pretty mentally tough freshman. I just think it was one of those nights, and those happen. You just didn't have it, and he's a confident kid. He'll bounce back from that. I'm not worried about that.
Thank you.
Thank you.